Hey everybody, today I'm going to do a copycat Heavenly Hunks recipe. You can find Heavenly Hunks at Costco. I've never purchased them, but the recipe looks really good, so I'm going to try to make it. I'm going to tell you everything that goes into this recipe, but you can also find it on Pinterest. Again, it's copycat Heavenly Hunks from Costco. So we're going to use 2.5 cups of oats. Got these oats at Costco also. Another video I'm going to make here pretty soon is on a couple different fun apps you can put on your phone. One of them is called the Bobby Approved app, and one is called the Yucca app. And it just kind of tells you, you scan the product code and it kind of tells you if there's anything bad in the product. The Yucca one rates it and then lets you know substitutes for it if it's not rated good and why it isn't good. And the Bobby app does basically the same thing. But again, I'm going to show it to you. But I just wanted to mention that because in the Bobby app, my Kirkland's oats are not Bobby approved because they're not organic. So I guess it's best to get the organic rolled oats. These are almost gone, so next time that's what I'll get. We go through a lot of oats in the winter because we feed oatmeal to our chickens in the winter when it's cold. Anyway, like I said, 2.5 cups of oats into your bowl. And I usually always use old-fashioned, so I don't know if it makes a difference or not. It did not say. All right, from there we also need, sorry, I have to look back at my recipe really quick. We also need a cup of oat flour. I've already got that right here. I made my own with the oats. I just put them in the blender, put a cup in the blender and blended it up. You can also buy it, but it's probably cheaper to just make it yourself. Actually, it is cheaper. So I'm gonna dump in my 1 cup of oat flour. And then next I'm gonna put in 2/3 a cup of vanilla protein powder. I instead am going to use my collagen powder because it's flavorless, and sometimes I feel like the taste, at least of the protein powder that I have, it kind of just makes the flavor not so great. So I'm going to do this instead. So 2/3 a cup, you can use vanilla protein powder or you can use collagen powder like I'm doing. So we'll see. This is an experiment. Hopefully it turns out good, and I don't know what the real Heavenly Hunks taste like, so. Anyway, got the 2/3 a cup of that put in. I'm just gonna give this a little stir, get things mixed up a little bit before I add in more. Then we need a teaspoon of salt. Got my salt right here. I almost don't have enough in this little bowl. I have just enough. Throw in our teaspoon of salt, give it a little stir. Then we've got a 1/2 cup of unsweetened coconut. Got the Bob Mills coconut flakes. Make sure they're unsweetened, and again, a 1/2 cup of that. I bought these a long time ago for something and I never used them. It's a good thing because they're about to expire, so I'm glad I'm using them. All right, bag wasn't open though, so I'm sure they probably last beyond that, but anyway. Give that a little stir. That smells really good. And then we're gonna do 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Got my brown sugar right here. You could also use, so brown sugar isn't gonna be Bobby approved either. You could also sub in some coconut sugar. I'm gonna just go ahead with the brown sugar because that's what I have out. I do have coconut sugar, but we're just gonna go with the brown sugar. That's what the recipe says. Give that a little stir. And then a 1/2 cup of honey. Actually, first I'm going to put in the peanut butter. The recipe calls for a 1/2 cup of cashew butter, but I don't have cashew butter, so I'm going to be substituting that with peanut butter. I'm going to use the Kirkland's organic creamy peanut butter. I just got this yesterday. It's different. It's fine. I'm used to Skippy Natural, so I was just going to show you. Skippy Natural isn't Bobby approved, so that's why I thought I would try this. So this is very runny. Very different than what I'm used to with the Skippy peanut butter. It's a lot thicker. And this you have to store in the refrigerator. And it's just peanuts, let's see, dry roasted organic peanuts and sea salt. So obviously it's not sweet at all, but there is gonna be sweetness in this, so it should be fine. We're gonna find out. I'm not sure that I would want this on a peanut butter, like as peanut butter toast, just because again, I don't know, it's not very sweet, but obviously it's better for you because it's just peanuts and salt, unlike the Skippy Natural, which has other things in it. So anyway, here we go with our peanut butter. And then messy. Give that a little stir. Stir that in a little bit. Then we'll go ahead and go with our 1/2 cup of honey. Using the same one, so I just wanted to get the peanut butter in there first. Well, this might take a second. I should have turned my honey upside down. My honey is also from Costco, Midwest Raw Unfiltered Honey. As I mentioned in another video, you just want to make sure that your honey is local, otherwise it might not really be raw honey. Something that I learned recently that I did share in a different video where I was using honey. This is gonna take a minute, so I think I'm just gonna leave. All right, I'm back with my melted coconut oil here. It's nice and warm. It is coconut oil from Trader Joe's. I love it because it's only $5 a jar. I could get the big one at Costco, but I don't know. I don't feel like we go through enough to need the really big one. Anyway, I'm gonna pour in my coconut oil. Meanwhile, my honey is really not doing very well. I think I need to get more honey. So I got my maple syrup out just in case, because that's a substitute for honey. It's also from Costco, of course, just like everything else. So yeah, I don't have quite a 1/2 cup. I mean, there's still some in here, but I don't have to like melt it to get it out. So we're just gonna set in some maple syrup because that's good. And you know what? I haven't checked to see if that's Bobby approved. I should check that. Anyway, I'm gonna mix this up and then we're gonna check and see if my maple syrup, it should be, I imagine it is. This is pretty thick, so it is gonna take just a little bit to get it stirred, and then you're gonna wanna press it into an 8x8 pan. Also, after I get stirred up, we're gonna stir in a 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. Then press it into the 8x8 pan, which is supposed to be lined with parchment paper, but I don't have any. I need to get some, so I just sprayed mine with a little bit of cooking spray. I'm gonna use my hands actually to get in here. And actually, you know what? It's doing good, but I think I might add just a touch more maple syrup because the one thing I hate about making this kind of a recipe is if it doesn't have enough moisture, I feel like then it just crumbles on me. So anyway, once we get this all mixed up and pressed into the pan, then it goes in the freezer for an hour. Then you're supposed to pop out the parchment paper and cut it into hunks. Then it lasts 2 weeks in the refrigerator. So there, I'm just putting in a touch more. I think that will be just, yeah, that's much better. So you know what, if you need a touch more, you just add a touch more. All right, my hands are really messy, so I'm gonna have to wash these off before I put my chocolate chips in. So okay, then I have to taste this and just see how it tastes. Really good. Actually, really, really good. Kind of thick. Anyway, these are Bobby approved chocolate chips. Bake Believe, semi-sweet. There's no sugar added, so they definitely have a different taste, but they're good, and I think they'll work well in these Heavenly Hunks. So let's put in our chocolate chips. Mix that up, and obviously you can just use real chocolate chips if you want. These are kind of pricey, but I just wanted to try them. I'd actually tried the dark chocolate chips. Costco did have them once, the dark chocolate in this brand. I don't know if they still do, but they did it one time. So then they were not a bad deal at Costco, but I got these at, I think, Walmart. Yeah, pretty sure I got them at Walmart. So they, I don't know, it was maybe $5, and it's a really tiny bag. So anyway, I think I'm also gonna just throw in a few regular chocolate chips. Why not? It's a dessert. I get this regular bag of chocolate chips at Costco too. Again, not Bobby approved, obviously, because of the sugar, but you know what? It's a dessert, and it's okay to have a little sugar. So we're just gonna do that. Then we're gonna press it into our little 8x8 pan. And then we're gonna do just a really quick check on my maple syrup on the Bobby approved app, and I'll show you that. And then I am gonna do a separate video on that, showing you the 2 different apps, like I said. So then you can kind of see and just see what the different ones, you know, kind of how they rate products. I like both apps. I don't really think necessarily that one is better than the other. It's kind of nice to have both, because some things Yucca doesn't rate that, you know, you can find on the Bobby app. And sometimes the Bobby app doesn't work for me. I scan it and nothing happens, where the Yucca's really, really fast. It works really good. And both of them give you suggestions. Like if it rates bad on the Yucca app, it'll give you other suggestions, and the Bobby app does as well. One thing the Bobby app does that the Yucca doesn't do is you can search items, which you can't on the Yucca app. I think you can if you get an upgraded version that you have to pay for, but you know, who wants to do that? Anyway, here we go. I'll have to pop that in the freezer, but first, we're just gonna see really quick on the Bobby approved app versus the Yucca app how my maple syrup rates. I'm gonna assume both are gonna say good. My hands are kind of dirty. All right, well, I should go back. Yeah, anyway, the Bobby approved app. Okay, so you get to your little scanner. Where'd my maple syrup go? Here it is. Okay, scan the barcode. It's Bobby approved, so that's good. I figured it would be. I mean, it's organic. All it is pure organic maple syrup, so why wouldn't it be, right? Then I'll show you what that looks like on my Yucca app, what they say, versus the Bobby app, which I'll do more of when I do a little video on this. So I've got my Yucca app, same thing, press on the barcode to scan, whoops. Yeah, I'll talk about that later. Just wanting to talk all about the app now. Oh, see, Yucca does not rate this type of product, so that's kind of the nice thing too. If they don't rate it and Bobby does, or vice versa, kind of nice. Anyway, I'm gonna pop these in the freezer now, and I'll let you know how they turn out after they've been in the freezer for an hour. All right, I'm back with my Heavenly Hunks. Got them out of the freezer. I've already cut some out. Anyway, they are just a tiny bit crumbly, but not too bad. Anyway, aren't they cute? It's the only thing is when they crumble, but they're not. I mean, they're just crumbling a little bit, not terrible. The taste is really good. So you don't know how to taste one? Trying to get Brian on video to taste one, but he doesn't want to. Really good anyway. Try this recipe. Really good.
And yes, for the record, they are amazing. Enjoy. Thanks for watching Keller Acres.